Welcome in, guys. Today we're doing another podcast with Gaffeezy. So welcome into the What the Hell We're Doing podcast, episode 19. Hooray! We did 19 episodes, so stay tuned, relax, just hang out with us. We will have some viewer questions near the end, so if you guys want to join, go ahead and join. But so far, let's just welcome in Gaffeezy.
Yeah, I don't know what you said.
Oh. Hi.
Oh, are we ready then?
Yeah, we're ready. How are you doing?
All right. I am good.
Nice. Jamon, how are you doing?
And
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
Pretty good. Very excited to interview you guys.
oh
So,
boy,
yes.
I am as well.
Yeah.
To be interviewed. That is okay. Sorry.
So, Gaffeezy, tell us about yourself and what viewers can expect over on your YouTube channel.
So my name is Gurpreet, of course, and I'm a 19-year-old Indian part-time content creator because I don't really make it on a daily basis. But yeah, you can expect a whole bunch of content from me, mainly Minecraft because that's what I focus on. And I do occasionally stream other games like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, everything in the middle. And I also vlog. So there's that. That's who I am.
Awesome. So, Jamon, tell us how long you've known Gaffeezy, and are you the early subscribers from his channel? How did you guys meet?
So I've known Graf for around about like a year now, I'm pretty sure. And well, when I subscribed to him, which was like a year ago, he kind of had like, I think it was 150 subscribers. So I've kind of been there from like the middle beginning kind of thing, if you get me. And then we met through this Tommycraft SMP thing, and we've been friends ever since, basically.
Awesome. And is there any expectation you had once you first met him to what you know about him now?
Well, to be honest, I'm quite shy, so I was quite nervous going and talking to these new people when I first joined. But Graf was always like welcoming, and he was just a great guy, to be honest. And he still has kept up with that since.
Oh my
then,
god,
so.
I'm honored.
So, Graf, tell us about your YouTube journey and how you got started out, being a content creator, influencer, and more of those.
So I started my YouTube channel on the 31st of May 2016, which is actually 5 years ago now, pretty much. And when I started out, I didn't actually start out like, immediately, because I had watched other YouTube channels on Minecraft and stuff. I've been watching Minecraft channels since Minecraft actually launched, and it's been interesting to see how it evolved, right? So I watched Hermitcraft season 2 when Mumbo started posting videos about it. I watched content creators like Dan TDM, Seth Bling, Skydoes Minecraft, then Unspeakable Gaming, which was a huge influence at that time. And it kind of started influencing me to do this on my own. So I started it in 2016, and then I slowly I didn't know anything about making videos at the time. I didn't even have like a goal or anything of that sort. But then I started figuring things out. So I started figuring out how I can use a recording software, editing software. I learned most of my editings online. I didn't actually get taught by anyone else or anything of that sort, as most people do. And I started trying to make videos like that, and then it just took off from there. And for the first 4 years, it wasn't really that consistent because I was stuck at pretty much below 100 subscribers. Then last year, when Atomicraft came in, it basically blew up my channel. So I'm pretty grateful for that. And I just look back on it, and it's like a huge journey. Like the 5 years, my content has improved, my community has improved, and I've just met so many amazing people, and I'm really, really proud of them all, and I'm really grateful for that as well.
Awesome. So speaking of your channel, like you just said, you started 4 years ago. Since you started your channel on YouTube, what have you improved on over time? Like you said, your editing, your shyness. Was there any other features that you've improved on over time since you started out on YouTube, and then moved on to Twitch?
Well, yeah, definitely I started out, with very bad quality videos. So when I started out, these videos are not actually on my channel at the moment because they're privatized, but privated, I mean, and they weren't really good quality videos, to be honest. It was at 720p, I think. I had a big watermark on it. I recorded in a windowed mode, and it was just, I was using a laptop mic. So my audio quality was not really that good at all. And I genuinely tried my best to, improve on that. So I got myself a decent video editing software. I'm currently using Wonderchef Filmora 10, I think it is. And I've been using it ever since I started YouTube. Then I've learned how to use it better now. I've changed out my mic. I first got a condenser mic from a third-party brand that I don't really know, but now I'm using a better one. It's still a condenser mic, but it's better. Then I've learned a lot about video making. It's pretty crazy because I started out without, I was stuttering all over the place. I still do stutter, but not as frequently. And I'm looking back on that, I can tell that I've also improved on not just that, but my editing style as well. Because earlier, my videos just used to be cut and just didn't have a flow to it. Now I'm thinking that it does have this particular flow to it, and I think it keeps it more entertaining. So yes, these are the things that I think I've improved on. And of course, my PC, I went from a laptop to an actual PC, which I'm very glad about. So yeah.
So would you mind telling us about your PC and your PC specs?
So yes, the current PC I am using is a custom built PC. It was actually built with the help of Xrig, which is a company that is in India. And basically the specs are, it's got a Ryzen 9 3950X 12 core, well, not 12 core, it's a 16 core 32 thread processor with an RTX 2080 Ti, and it's got 32 GB of RAM, as well as 2 TB of HDD storage and 1 TB of SSD. So that's pretty much the basic specs.
That's amazing, dude. For that high quality of your videos. Mwah. So yeah. Next question for Jamon. Jamon, would you mind telling the viewers about your CMP?
Oh, this thing. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's from a stream that I did the other day, right? And this guy was in the chat. He was talking about SMPs and CMPs, and I thought by CMP it meant creative multiplayer, but now I was informed that it means communist multiplayer, and that's a whole different story. So
let's get into this story.
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
Well, creative multiplayer and communist multiplayer. Well, there's quite a big difference between the two. And well, I mean, I guess it'd be an experience to play on a communist multiplayer, but I think I would preferably stick to the survival multiplayer and even the creative multiplayer, even though I'm not overly amazing at building and stuff. So I probably would be more useful in a survival multiplayer. But that's pretty much it, to be honest.
So, I know Jeff does Twitch streams. Do you participate in the Warzone events that he does on Twitch, Jamon?
So far, no, because whenever he's done the streams, I've been busy. But I would love to be part of them, and I'm sure Graf would be happy for me to be on them at some point in the near future.
Definitely, dude. We play Warzone, and it's the funniest thing. You could just hear two people just screaming all the time, and it's actually really funny. It's just sad that we've never had the time, the time zone difference. It makes it very difficult to do a stream with him. That's the only issue, but I think we can solve that out at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
So Gav, do you always do Minecraft as your recording for YouTube, or do you have any other future plans for your channel in the way of content creation?
Well, to be honest, I really enjoy Minecraft. I just love the game so much, and I've been like doing it ever since. Well, for the past 5 years. Oh, I just hit my mic. Sorry about that. For the past 5 years, I've been doing that, and it's been really fun. And before that, I used to play Minecraft, obviously, but not as frequently. And I did try to make content at the time, but I just didn't post it. So I really think that there's a lot of potential in Minecraft as long as it goes on, because it's been going on for like 10 years now, which is crazy. And I don't know if that potential is going to go off, but if I really wanted to, I would post other games on my main channel, probably COD, and things that I play on a regular basis that I can make videos on. But I think it just suits, my second channel more, because it's more free there. There's swearing involved in the second channel and stuff like that. It's got it's a much different channel. Meanwhile, the channel I'm on right now, which is my main channel, it's like family friendly. It's just a place where everyone is just enjoying Minecraft. So at the moment, not really.
And speaking of your main channel, did you always have the idea of making that main channel fully Minecraft, or is there any other games that your viewers might like Roblox, Terraria, anything of that sort?
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. I started Minecraft because of this, thinking of Minecraft content because of Unspeakable Gaming. So Unspeakable Gaming had a lot of channels. He has like a whole bunch of channels, and he basically separated his content into three. So there was Minecraft, there was Unspeakable Plays, which is his like second channel for all the other games like GTA and stuff like that. But now he's doing it on his main channel, and then he had his vlog channel. So that's a basic format that I followed. But then I kind of saw Mumbo's channel, and he had like his main channel was Mumbo Jumbo, which was only focused on Minecraft, and he did Minecraft content. And then you have his second channel, which was his filming channel, and I kind of take inspiration from both of those sections, and basically what I did is I've kind of merged it together. So there's Minecraft on my main channel, then there's secondary like channels for gaming, and my last channel, that is the vlogging channels, for my actual in real life cinematics that I've done, and also just random vlogs that I do every now and then. But that's pretty much it. I kind of got inspiration from that.
So yeah, Jamon, Gap, tell us about your Peppa Pig convention.
Oh wow, okay.
So do you want to start it off, or should I start it off?
You can start, and I'll chip in.
All right then. So the Peppa Pig convention is a huge inside joke. Now this is basically what happened when me, James, and me, James, and Jaimon basically got we were starting to like become friends, and we were talking in VC every day, and we were thinking about just meeting up. Basically, we were just joking around, and James basically said that there's going to be a Peppa Pig convention somewhere in England, and he basically wanted Jaimon to come with him as a joke, obviously. So then what happened was that I somehow got into that, basically I got dragged into that conversation, and it became, it was a joke at first, but now we don't even know if it's a joke or joke anymore. It's kind of a meme at this point, and it's actually really funny. So yes, Jaimon, just chip in, bro. I really can't remember the exact details.
It's basically like it's come to this point where we're not too sure if it's a joke or not. Like, we don't know if people are being serious about it. And well, I actually genuinely hope one day we do manage to go there as the three of us, because that'd be quite funny.
That would be, yes. I totally agree. I mean, James is an absolute funny guy, and the fact that he said that, and now it's a complete meme between us, it's just hilarious. But not that we like watch Peppa Pig or something, we just know it, and we just we just like, it just got it was the most random thing ever. Basically, I just don't even know how it happened, but it's actually really funny.
Awesome. So you did speak to us about you watching GanTDM and more old Minecraft content creators. Jamon, Gav, tell me about your current favorite Minecraft streamers or content creators like Stampy Lognose, iBallistic Squid, Dream, Mr. Beast. Tell me more about that. And who do you watch on the YouTube platform?
Right. Diamond, are you going first or?
Up to you, my dude.
Okay, I'll go first then. So, basically, for Minecraft, I watch a lot of content on YouTube. If you were to take my, YouTube homepage, I have a whole bunch of stuff. So, firstly, let's talk about Minecraft content. I watch a whole bunch of that, but mainly it's Hermitcraft. Everyone watches Hermitcraft, and my favorite hermit is probably Mumbo, BWO, and probably either Scar or Exuma. These are like frequent people that I watch, and I've watched every single video that Mumbo has posted for a while now. Then we have Call of Duty content. I kind of watch Iceman, Isaac, and J-God. These two are like amazing people. They play really well and they give insights into the game. Then I also watch a lot of informative channels like, for example, 42. He's a British YouTuber who does, these weird documentaries, I guess. It's not exactly documentaries. It's more of a, informative video about, like, for example, how, the Black Plague wasn't the most deadliest virus in the world or whatever. It's kind of like that. And then you have VFX, which I'm really into. I watch Blender Guru and also Corridor Digital. These guys are amazing. I suggest checking them out. But I also watch my other friends, such as Jaimon, Alex, just James, a lot of people. But yes.
Yeah, so Jaimon, go ahead and tell us who you watch and a little insight. Do you watch Tommy Innit, Jaimon?
No, I'm not. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of those types of people like Tommy Innit and Dream and all that. I find their videos, they're a bit too like all over the place and loud and noisy, and it kind of gets a bit you kind of get a bit stressed after watching them and stuff. And for me, the point of watching YouTube is just to wind down before the evening, before you go to sleep, and just have some downtime. And the majority of the stuff I watch, apart from like Minecraft, which would be like pretty much most of the members of Hermitcraft, as well as all my friends in various SMPs that I have that I've been part of in the past and the ones I'm in now. But I watch quite a lot of airsoft content 'cause it's something I find enjoyable. I really want to get into the sport as well because it seems like a hell of a time. But as well as some music stuff, I'm quite into that. But there's also quite a lot of meme stuff. But that's pretty much it, to be honest.
Now, do you produce music, Jaimon?
It would be something that I would want to do in the future, but at the moment I don't, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So, Gaff, we have a question from a viewer. NovaPro asks, "Who's your idol?"
My idol. Okay, that is a very difficult question, to be honest. I really look up to both my mom and dad. It's very, cheesy saying that, but I look up to them a lot. I also look up to people like Mumbo, and also, rappers like Eminem. They had a tough childhood, and basically a lot of people. I can't just choose one. It's like asking me to pick between cars, which is very difficult. So yeah.
Awesome. So another question from the viewer: have Jaimon and Gaff ever PvP battled? If so, who won?
Behind the scenes, I think we have a few
we have.
times, and
yes,
mostly, I'm afraid to say, it's been Graph who's won.
it was funny because usually we play on the Atomic Craft server, right? And I have the worst ping there because the server is located all the way in in America, basically halfway across the world, and my ping is literally at the 270 ms. Maybe that had an adverse effect on the PvP because it helped me out, I suppose. But yeah.
Awesome. So let's get back to the questions. Gaff, tell us about your previous channels and how did you come up with your username GaffEZ?
Right. So my previous channel, I did have one YouTube channel before I actually made this. It was a Hot Wheels review channel, and I was a kid, so it was really funny. I used to make videos about Hot Wheels cars, and I just reviewed them. Uh, I was at I was in sixth grade at the time, I think, or seventh, and I basically I really love cars. It's a big thing for me, and I collect Hot Wheels because they're just really nice. So I just made a channel of that. I don't remember what it was called, but because I did keep changing the name at some point, but it's still there on YouTube, and my videos are still there. And I used just a digital camera to record. I used the inbuilt mic. I was reviewing cars, and it actually was not too bad. It got like 700 views per video, which was pretty solid, even though my channel had only like a couple hundred, if not 100 subscribers. And how did I get my name? This is a question I get asked a lot, and the truth of how I got my name is, when I was a kid, I was really into graffiti. Graffiti is basically street art. You can express what you want by using anything as your canvas. Now, I actually did graffiti. I used to do it on the walls and stuff, and I, do sketches of it occasionally from time to time. But that, I was a kid back then, so my spelling wasn't exactly that great. And when I was making versions of graffiti, I basically misspelled it. I was trying to make a graffiti piece using the word graffiti, and I kind of, basically typed in graffiti, and it was on PixArt, I do believe. So I kept copy pasting it onto the PixArt canvas, and I just started drawing on it. And then I realized after I had finished everything that it was graffiti. So I was like, oh, well, it's saved now, so I can't really do much about it. And I kind of did that. I took a printout of it, and I just kept it aside. I stuck it to my wall, and I just kept it aside. And then this was back in 2014 or 13 or something like that. And then once I started thinking about making a YouTube channel, I was thinking about a name. So I was like, what is a good name? Because I don't even know how people come up with names for their YouTube channel, because everything is literally there. Every single thing that you search is there. So I wanted something that was unique, and I just looked off to the side thinking, and I saw graffiti just on the wall, and I was like, oh, that's a solid name. Why not use that? And I Googled it, and literally there was no result. So I was like, oh, that's gotta be it then. It's like it shows up with the option of did you misspell graffiti or something like that. And hopefully, if I'm a big YouTuber at some point, maybe it will show up with my name. So that's pretty much how I got my name.
Pretty cool story. So we have another viewer question for Jamon. Jamon, what's your favorite game you've ever played?
Oh, that is a very, very difficult question. But obvious answer would probably be Minecraft, but apart from the obvious, it would probably be Ghost Recon Wildlands. And I don't know if any of you guys out there have played it or heard of it, but it is.
That's a good game.
It was a top-notch game. It was just so cool. You know how you could customize your character and then your weapons. It was just, and oh, dude, it brought back so many memories. And then when they relaunched the new game, which was slightly disappointing, not gonna lie, but yeah, it was really fun.
Awesome. So this is another viewer question for you both. What's the worst experience you've ever witnessed or enholded at school, like public school, private school? What's the worst experience you've ever had?
Oh boy. Let me think. I'm gonna have to think about that. Diamond, why don't you go first this time?
Okay. The worst thing, probably, is doing so at my school, you gave, when someone new wanted to come and see the school, you'd give them a tour around. And I was quite new at the time when I did my first tour, and let's just say I kind of got a bit lost. And so me and these parents were just walking around trying to find our way around to get to this one place, and it was the most memorable and like horrible experience ever. It was just so embarrassing, and I will never forget it.
Oh boy, my most worst experience probably happened sometime in middle school, pretty much. So basically, we had a sleepover at school because that used to be like an extracurricular activity, and we were there. I was like, sitting there with a whole bunch of my friends, and we kind of, went to bed like a little late. So the teachers kind of caught us, and let's just say that she was not very happy. And she told us to go to bed, but we didn't. We kind of stayed up. We roamed around the entire school, and we almost got locked out. So the thing is, the room that we all were sleeping in, it was this big hall with like a whole bunch of fans and stuff. It's actually not that cold or anything of that sort because India is a pretty humid area, and we almost got locked out basically from that room. So we were almost like going to sleep on the in the like reception area, because that's where there was a couch. But the teachers like found us, and they brought us back, and we were kind of brought to the principal and stuff like that. But that is probably one of the most scariest things that I've experienced when I was in middle school.
That sounds very scary.
That sounds terrible.
It was at nighttime.
Oh, that's
It was at nighttime too. That was scary.
So,
and that also, what made it worse was that at the time we were reading about creepypastas like Jeff the Killer and Slenderman and all that, scary stuff, Smile Dog and things like that. So we were genuinely creeped out.
So this next question applies to you both. Who in your friends group would you make a video with or stream with?
Ooh. Okay.
Good question.
So
nice.
Yes, that's a solid question. All right. So I have a whole bunch of people that I can choose from basically, and I'm happy. Like, all my friends are amazing people. They're just like absolutely funny, and I think they every one of them basically would just be an amazing fit. But I really want to like stream with my Call of Duty buddies, because they don't have a channel at the moment, and they just kind of join me in my stream. But if they had a channel, then I'd stream with them. I also want to stream with a few members of the Eclipse SMP that I've become friends with. There's MSM, who just randomly came and gave me some pumpkin pies and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. Then you have Ghostly, who's Jaimon's friend, and a lot of other people like that. So it's, pretty much that's it.
Awesome. So speaking of the Eclipse SMP, we also did interview someone from the SMP. You might know him by Aeon. He recently reached 1K subs. Do you and any other members of the Eclipse SMP collaborate on ideas for videos? Do you get in touch with them? What's the thing behind the scenes for that SMP? What is it like?
Okay, so for the Eclipse SMP, we do have a server, a Discord server, like any other SMP, where we all like get together and like just talk basically. There's a chat where we're just joking around and talking about stuff, and then there's a chat where we basically it's for recording and streaming. So that's pretty much how it goes on behind the scenes. And occasionally people just ping and ask if you want to join VC, and if we're free then we'll join, and we'll just pretty much stay in the VC. We'll just joke about things, we'll talk about random stuff, we'll just be like laughing and having a good time. And sometimes people may want to record, so they'll just go to another VC and they'll just come back, and that's basically how it is.
Yes. I think this is a question for you and from the viewers. They're like, how is your English so good? Because most people in India have difficulty speaking English.
Okay, so right now that's a very like I don't even know how to even answer that question. So basically, I kind of grew up learning English. It was pretty much my main like language because I was born in a state called Kerala in India, and my main language here is Malayalam. It's a very very unheard of language, at least outside India, because no one has ever heard of a language other than Indian, because they just like group it up into one. And there's basically 29 languages in India, and I was learning two of them at the time. Well, actually three, and mainly I had difficulty learning my mother tongue, so it was very difficult for me to like speak like and write it, because I, instead of taking that, I took this other language called Sanskrit, which is basically a very very old language. It's like, I think it's like the oldest language in the world. And I pretty much learned that. I was fluent in that, but then I changed to my mother tongue when I was in 5th grade, and I've been kind of on and off. So my accent didn't really pick on because of that. I've been like sticking to English when I can't speak in my mother tongue, because that's easier for me. And I also used to watch a whole bunch of like English shows. In fact, I don't watch like regional shows. I just watch like movies, like on there's several channels that I can remember in my childhood. Cartoon Network was one of them. Nickelodeon. Then you have Star Movies. These are like movie channels, by the way. HBO. Like I used to watch that. Discovery, especially. I used to watch a whole bunch of science shows, and I basically just was like a full-on nerd at that point. And it was really funny because that's how I kind of developed my accent. And I also kept moving like from place to place. Well, not exactly, because I didn't like move from one country to another. I just went there for like vacation every now and then. So like every summer I used to go to Oman, and my cousins always speak English because most of them are outside India. They are either in Oman or like in the US or something. So they have this really hard accent that you can like tell. Meanwhile, my accent is like all over the place because I'm just trying to figure it out. It's a unique accent, I suppose.
It is very unique. And one more question from the viewers is, can you speak in your native language?
Yes, I can. Do you want me to do that like right now?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, just give me like a sentence, then I'll try and speak it in my native language.
Sub to Gafizi.
Subscribe ചെയ്യുക graffiti.
Let's go.
That's my native language. But if you want, I can do Hindi as well, which is subscribe karo graffiti ke liye, which is basically Hindi. Then there's like other languages which I'm not really that fluent in. So yes.
Awesome. This is perfect, dude. Perfect. So moving on to the next question is, list your top favorite games and rank of best to worst. And if you have any other least favorite game, also list that on the very bottom.
Okay, so let's talk about top favorite games then. So I play a lot of games, and there's so many to choose from. But my favorite game obviously is Minecraft. That's just obvious. It's nothing's to be said about that, to be honest. And then my second favorite game has to be like the Call of Duty series. I absolutely love the Call of Duty series because of the story. It's an absolutely fun thing, and it also affected my childhood in a whole bunch of ways, because me and the boys is like a thing. Me and my cousins just play Call of Duty all the time, so it's like really close to me in that sense, the series entirely. Then you have Need for Speed, which is another huge like childhood favorite. Basically, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005, the legendary game that was released. I absolutely love that game. Like the M3 GTR, it got me into cars basically, so I have to put it up there as like one of my favorites. Then you have, what else? Let's see. The Assassin's Creed franchise is absolutely beautiful. I love the stories that they portray. The characters are amazing. It's really cool, even though it may be a little buggy at times. I love the game. Then you have games such as, well, Cyberpunk would have been up there, but sadly, due to the whole bunch of bugs, it kind of had to drop down a little bit. It was like, I was so hyped for that game, and like the bugs just kind of ruined it for a lot of people. And I experienced that on the day of release. For example, I'll tell you what happened. I was doing a mission, and a police car just glitched through the wall. It just flew away, basically. Things like that. It was funny, I guess, but it's not like my favorite game for sure. Do I regret buying it? No, because I do love the story. Keanu Reeves is like one of my favorite actors. Yes, he's another person I look up to, because the guy is an absolute humble guy. And then there's other games like Far Cry 5, the Far Cry series as a whole. But I kind of like 3 and 4, not 5, because 5 is not that great. Then one game that I kind of am disappointed in again is Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because it kind of it was disappointing when you come from Wildlands to this. It was kind of disappointing because it had the actor of like the Punisher series on Netflix, John Bernthal, I think his name is, and it was just so sad to see that game just not be as good. So yeah, that's pretty much a whole bunch of games that I like. I also play like other games like Phasmophobia and stuff, but not regularly. So these are just a few of them.
So we have one more viewer question. Gaff, what is your ambition?
My ambition. Oh boy. Okay. So current ambition is what you're trying to be in the future, right? So
Yeah.
my ambition is to basically, there's two things that and one of them is to either become big on YouTube, because I think that having a YouTube channel is absolutely fun. It's just amazing. The community is cool. You get a lot of support, and it's just a fun job. If you have that as a full-time job, then it's just amazing. Like I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far, and I'm pretty grateful for that. And I would really love to be like a full-time YouTuber, but that's not the only ambition that I have. Another ambition is to be an expert in cyber security and cyber law. That's actually what I'm studying for right now. I'm 19 years old, and I'm trying to get into college so that I can do law. And I want to specialize in cyber law and cyber security, because those two aspects of the world is pretty fragile at the moment, because cyber attacks are just becoming so common, and it's very, very, a delicate state, basically. And I kind of want to do my part to help improve it, because I'm really fascinated by computers and technology as a whole. So I feel like it's right up my alley. I just love computers, coding, stuff like that, and law, because it's fun to study law. But yeah, that's pretty much my ambition.
Yeah, so I love that. Computer coding is amazing. I'm also trying to get into that too. And
oh, that's epic.
yeah. So I know a bit of what you're talking about. So yeah. We did touch on this subject a little bit a while ago. But who do you look up to in general, like as a famous person, actor, like Keanu Reeves, or even a YouTuber? Who do you look up to?
Keanu Reeves for sure. Absolutely. Like his childhood was so rough, and it wasn't rough exactly, but his childhood was different, and I can relate to that. And then you have his like humble nature. Like he started YouTubing, not YouTubing, my bad, acting, and he wasn't really like that famous at the point when he started. Then you have his YouTube, not YouTube. What am I talking about again? And what is that outside? Okay, hold on. Right, sorry about that. So when he started making movies, he wasn't that famous, but then he got famous when he released Speed, The Matrix, all those good 90s movies that affected my childhood. And I watched him when he got big. And he still kept that humble nature and that, gratitude for everything, and he's just such a nice guy. I really think that there should be a lot of people like him, because he's such a nice human being. He's very open. He just absolutely keeps everyone happy. He's just a good guy, and he's just one person that I look up to strongly, because basically he's just, what can I say, just a great guy, and I just want to be so much like him. So yeah.
Well, let's take a moment to talk about your social media. So you have a Linktree, you have a Twitter, TikTok, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the weirdest replies you've ever gotten from a viewer, from your family? What's something that you posted on your social medias and just got the weirdest response from your community?
Oh yeah, there is a few of them. So, well, technically YouTube is also a social media platform, so let's start with that. I've gotten a lot of weird stuff on YouTube. People do struggle sometimes with saying what they meant to say, because they just type in something random and it's kind of confusing, so I don't really understand what they're on about. But then you have people who just send like links to weird websites, which I have to get rid of, because that's just weird. Then you have other social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram. Now my Twitter is a place of, well, I just post tweets, right? And I get replies. The replies I get though are kind of confusing at times. Some people are just, they just do memes. So they just post like some random stuff. Then you have people who, say things like, well, Weedable, for example. He was like, I asked the question on Twitter the other day, thinking about something. It was like, have you all ever thought of this? When you wait for the waiter to take your order, don't you become like the waiter? And Weedable was like, wouldn't you become the waiter? Wouldn't you become the waiter? It's like, my mind was like confused, and it was quite funny. And basically those are the kinds of comments I get on Twitter. Meanwhile, on Instagram, it's a completely different story, because you have one of my favorite fans is Pop the Cat. She's made like a lot of fan art and stuff, and she's really active on Instagram, and she just sends me like random videos which I don't understand at all, but they're like really funny as well, so I don't mind it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So let's take another brief moment to talk more about your other channels, like your Call of Duty channel. Tell us more about it.
Right. So my second channel is an absolutely, it's where I am free from Minecraft. So I post everything that I want to post with regard to other games. So I usually post cinematics there like regularly, because I really love making cinematics, and making cinematics on Need for Speed is really, really cool, because just because of the aesthetic in the game. And it's just really nice to make cinematics on cars, because they just look so nice with the perfect lighting and all that. So that's something I post there quite often. Then you have Call of Duty. Call of Duty is something that I do, but I started doing that more on Twitch, because Twitch does have a huge following for Call of Duty. And I just love Call of Duty. It's really fun. I do post the highlights of that on my main channel, which is in like a montage with regard to like music. So that is what I do there. I also post gameplay walkthroughs. Basically I post gameplays of other games such as Ghost Recon, which I did with Jaimon, but we have plans for something else in the future, which I can't really talk much about. But yes, that is a whole bunch of stuff that is going on there. I really want to post more videos, but the thing is, Minecraft is just, taking up most of my time, and I don't know, I'm a little busy in real life every now and then, so I can't really, focus on both of the things at once. That's why I'm currently just posting cinematics, and once I've got time, I'll post like Call of Duty live streams and things like that. So that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So yeah, you're a big content creator at this point on YouTube with 10K subs, I believe. what inspired you to become an
Yeah.
online influencer and influence the viewers to the point where you're helping them get inspired to be a YouTuber, a Twitch streamer, an actor? What inspired you to inspire other people?
Again, I just look up to Keanu Reeves. Kindness goes a long way, and I know that people have really rough times in their lives, and I just I think like when they talk to me, like people when they talk to me, they kind of relate a little bit because I've been through rough times myself, and I just know how things are. And like I really want to like talk to people about that, so that's why I try my best to like talk to people whenever they comment on my video. I literally go through the comments and I like each and every one of them. I reply to them all because like Keanu Reeves, he's inspired people like that, right? So I want to follow in his footsteps and inspire people to be kind, to be grateful and humble, and just to put your ego aside and do some good for this world. And I feel that if I was to become like a big YouTuber or something, I would do my part by either like donating to charity or talking about issues that are pretty prominent in the world. Nothing political, of course, because that's pretty well, that's a big no-no, because political stuff is just not something I want to get into. But things like very deep topics such as like depression is something that people I feel like should open up to and relate to, because a lot of people are going through that, and I just want to help them get through that. And that's why I wanted to make content in the first place, just to make people happy. So like when I started out, I asked people in my like video, if you're having a fantastic day, make sure to type in #fantastic in my comment section below or whatever, because well, my comment section used to be filled with that at that like point, but then I realized that it would just be like a very long segment. That's why I kind of cut it out, but I still ask people how they're doing, if you're good, and if they're not having a great day, then just smile and I hope your day gets better. Like those are the kinds of things that I really feel makes it's a basically a difference between life and death sometimes. So I know people who personally who have gone through that stage, and some YouTubers videos actually help them get out of that, and I just want to do my part to help them. So that's how I got inspired to inspire others.
Yes. So like you just said, you want to do your part and inspire others. Let's just take a quick moment for you to give a little speech. It's not the ending speech, it's just a speech in general about, like you said, suicide, depression, mental health. Let's hear from you to your fans right now and inspire them a little.
All right. So first thing I want to talk about, suicide is not a way to go. It, like most people think, like when you're at rock bottom, there's nothing you can do, right? You feel helpless, you're desperate, and you feel like you can't do anything to get out of that situation. But the truth is, if you really are at rock bottom, then the only place you can go is up. So basically, what I'm telling you is hold on, and things will get better. But the thing with suicide and depression, it may feel like that. And one thing that you have to keep in mind is the people who are around you, your friend circle, your close friends. They have to basically be good, and if you have bad company, you do bad things. That's one thing I've learned the hard way, and it's just not really good. So if you have a good good company, then you will be out of that situation in due time, but you're gonna have to let them help you. You can't just take things into your own hands and decide that suicide is the only way out, because it's not really a good thing, because committing suicide is just not going to help anyone. It'll make the situation worse for you. It'll put you out of your pain, sure, but you'll be inflicting that pain to others, and others will be dealing with the effect of that problem. So what I'm saying to you guys is, when you're going through such a situation, always keep in mind that there is a person looking after you every time. no, you may not know it, but there are people who love you in this world, and people will definitely be hurtful, and they'll be just really aggressive and angry. But that's just how the world is, and there is literally nothing we can do about it except cope with it or just ignore it. That is something that I've grown accustomed to, in fact. But if you're going through these kinds of mental issues and you don't have anyone to depend on, please consider calling like the national suicide line. It's there 24/7. You can call it at any time, and they will help you. And you just know that people are there for you. So if you really feel depressed, keep in mind that you can do it. You can pull yourself out of this, because if I can do it, you can do it. Basically, it's not impossible. Everyone has their own stress and problems. But if you think about it really deeply, like if you think and believe in yourself, that you can pull yourself out of this situation, then trust me, nothing in this world can ever faze you. And that's the truth.
That was amazing.
So yes,
very
thank you.
inspirational. Yes, and motivational. But like easing off the topic just a little, just a little. Let's talk about COVID and how COVID affected you, your channel, and where you're at in the world. So let's start off.
Right. So
let's start off.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Let's start off with us talking about your channel during the beginning of COVID to where we are right now. Did you see an increase, a decrease, or just a normal, steady, no moving up or down for viewers and your engagement with your fans?
I'll definitely say that COVID has improved my channel statistics, because it's not just COVID that also affected that, obviously, because the fact that TikTok got banned in my country, that's another thing that also affected it. But COVID has definitely helped, because people are sitting at home and they have nothing to do but watch videos if they're free, and otherwise they'll just be doing schoolwork. But if they want to relax, they just take up YouTube or play games. If they take up YouTube, then I'm there just with a video every now and then, and people click on that now. So earlier I used to be getting very little views, but now it's pretty solid. I also get decent watch time. People actually show up. A lot of people show up for my streams, which is very fun. I love streaming with them. And yeah, COVID's just been amazing in that sense, because people have been able to interact more online. But it's not been really that good outside. Physical interaction has been closed. You can't really go outside anymore, things like that. It's just not that great in that sense. And of course, the amount of people getting affected by it, it's just really bad, especially in countries like the US and also India. But in that sense, it's definitely helped my channel.
Now let's talk about you. And did you get affected by COVID? Did your surroundings, your family, did they get affected? Or was it when you went to school IRL, did that affect you mentally, and did it motivate you to be more of an influencer?
Here's the thing. When COVID was starting out in March last year, I think, I basically thought that it's okay, it's a plague or an outbreak or something. And I was like, okay, maybe it won't reach here if people follow the precautionary measures. But then you saw how it turned out. People are getting affected. Millions of people are affected right now. And it's just a bad situation, right? In my head, though, I'm not affected by it, because currently, I've been staying at home. I've been following all the precautions. I barely go out. In fact, I do go out for a drive, just because I'm trying to get my learners. I have my learner's license. I'm trying to get my license, basically, and I'm just driving around every now and then. But I don't go to shops and stuff like that. I just drive around, come back home. That's pretty much it. I wear a mask. I follow all the procedures. Stay sanitized. That's another thing. And I haven't gotten affected by it. Neither has my family. My family has, in fact, just started to get vaccinated, because some of them are actually health workers. So big shout out to them because they are actually, on the front lines and stuff. So yeah, they got vaccinated, and they're trying to, stay indoors, but because they're essential workers, they have to go to work. And yeah, that's pretty much how it's affected my situation. Meanwhile, for school, I don't really have school, but I do have online classes, which are in fact happening because those are college classes after all. And basically, I just sit and just talk about legal topics or English or something like that, because it depends really on the day. But that's how it is. That's my day basically. Just turn on the computer, sit for the online class, record Minecraft, edit, play some Call of Duty, go to bed. That's pretty much it.
And have you been vaccinated yet? Have you gotten any of the COVID vaccines?
Not yet actually. I am yet to get a vaccine. But they are like working their way up to it, because like teenagers and kids are basically going to get vaccinated next, and I think I fall under that age group, like under 20. So yeah, I may get vaccinated soon, but I don't know exactly when.
All right. So let's move on to a different topic. Let's talk about your fans and your engagement with them. So, what inspired you to build a community in regards of being a YouTuber, content creator, influencer, Twitch streamer, and how do you communicate with your community?
So, well, I didn't actually know that YouTube would make such a huge community. Like, subscribers at that time when I started YouTube, what I thought was like, you subscribe to a channel and you just get their video. That's pretty much it. I didn't really think of it as a community at that point because I was that shallow-minded, in fact. But then once I started, seeing YouTubers react to their fans, seeing YouTubers, talk about live streams and things like that, I was interested, and I figured out that fans are basically what run this channel, like any channel for that matter. Because if you don't have fans, then you don't have a channel. Because for me, that's how I think, because I really think that your fans control what kind of content you make first off, and like what kind of content they like. That's the kind of content that they want, right? So they subscribe to you because they like your content and they want to support you, and they just want to keep watching you and also interact with you. So what I try to do when I make a video is I try my best to like interact with them. So when you post a video on my channel, when I post a video is what I meant. I basically, like I said, I just go through every single comment and I just like and heart them, and the ones I like I just pin them on the what's it called? Yeah, I just pin them on the comment section, and I just basically reply to each one. It may seem like a whole bunch of work, but I try my best to do that because I feel like these fans are watching you and they need to, if they're commenting, if they're taking the time to comment or like your video and subscribe, then they deserve that interaction, that engagement. That's pretty important. So that's what I do. And I also have social media, and when they like message me or something, I don't say no, please don't message me or whatever and block people. I'll be like, what? Huh? Hello there. Okay, thank you for the feedback or whatever, and in my DMs and stuff like that. Or I also reply to every single chat that goes through on my live stream. People say that's pretty unnecessary. I've gotten a lot of comments saying that, but I just like doing that because people are chatting and they want to be in the live stream with you. So that's what I try to do.
That's fantastic. I like the way you engage yourself with the audience and your viewers. And we do have a couple questions from the audience.
Okay.
So let's talk about a fan who joined your midstream and promised you to be in every stream and came in every stream to support you. Let's talk about that.
Right. So that I think I know who you're talking about. It's Abhishek. Abhishek is a huge fan. The guy was there when I was making Atomic Craft Season 1, and I think he told me to basically do an MLG water bucket, and I basically jumped off and I did one, and he was like, okay, I'm going to start watching every single one of your streams. And surprisingly enough, Abhishek has actually been in every single one of my streams, no matter the time. He's been there every single time, and I just want to say massive thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. I'm really happy that you enjoy my content this much, and I'm really amazed that you're even there every single time, no matter the time. It's just amazing and crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much how it went, how it happened. And yeah.
So next question from the audience is, what is your dream sub count? Maybe in the future, in a couple months. What's your dream sub count? What number would you like to have on both your Twitch, your YouTube, and your social media platforms?
Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. My dream sub count. Let's say one for the memes and one. I'll just say 3 dream sub counts. One that's probably my dream sub count, the one I wanna reach when I'm if I'm doing YouTube full time or whatever. Then there's one for the memes and one for one that's realistic, I guess. The first one, let's talk about the dream one. I would love to hit 1 million or 100,000 even, for that matter. But if I had to think out of this world or whatever, I'd aim for the sky or the moon or whatever. I don't know the idiom or metaphor, but yeah, it's basically 100 million. I would love to reach that goal. It would be funny if I did, but if I can't reach that, then anything let's talk about the meme goals now. 69 million would be nice, or 6.9 million, or even 69,000. That's a pretty good goal. Then you have my realistic goal, which currently is to reach 15,000 subs. I mean, that would be pretty solid. If I can reach that this year, I would be really happy, and as I would say it, chuffed to bits.
Awesome. So you're halfway there to 100k on YouTube. Will you do any sort of face reveal reaction video to you opening your 100k plaque?
Oh boy. Well, here's the thing. Reaction video, I'm kind of nervous, about that kind of stuff, because just seeing 100,000 people just see my face at once, it's kind of a scary thought. I'm at 10. I've still got a long way to go still, but I'm really happy with the community that I've got, and it's still a big number, don't get me wrong, but I'm comfortable with them, right? So maybe sometime, but I have no idea. I'm probably going to do it when I hit 100, well, not 100,000, but 1 million or something, if I do get that at some point. 100,000, just I think that my face is actually part of the mystery, because you can't picture how I look. I'm an Indian with this weird accent. People know that I have a beard because I'm 19 now, but they don't know anything else. So they're just thinking about it in their heads, and they're like, how does he look? And I can kind of play on that for a bit. And once I hit a huge milestone that I think I feel like it's really good, then I will definitely do a face reveal. It's just I'm trying to build up confidence for that. And as for the plaque, if I do get one, I will definitely unbox it, but I just won't show my face. I'll probably wear a mask or something, but that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Yeah, you're almost there, man. I believe you can do it probably the next 8 months.
So, oh my god, that is crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I would love to though. That would be crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, at the beginning of the podcast, we did talk about your YouTube and how you started out. Now let's hear it from you and your side of what you think is when you started out on YouTube. You told us it's all about Keanu Reeves who inspired you, but what goes on in the background of you? What goes behind the scenes, of a content creation influencing? Let's hear about that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I know what you're saying. So behind the scenes, what happens is a lot of yelling, because I do have little brothers who just yell all the time. I have to I'm sitting in my room trying to record, and it's so humid here that I have to open the windows. I usually record with my windows closed because that's basically how I record. I want as much soundproofing as possible, because if there's a lot of noises, then it's just very hard to record. But my little brothers, they're playing outside, and I have to tell them to keep their voice down. Otherwise, they just ruin the clip. I have to record it, or if I'm streaming, I have to do that. But other than that, what happens is a lot of planning. I have this notebook that I write all my stuff in. So every single episode, it's not scripted, not in the slightest. It's basically bullet points. For example, let me just bring it out. It's a pretty small notebook, but it's got the title. It's called the episode planner. So if I were to bring it up, I basically have the title of the video, what series I'm doing. If I'm doing a build series, then I'll write that in, or if I'm doing Eclipse SMP, then I'll write that in, or something else. I'll just write that as the title. Then the time for the time duration of the video, I'll put that with a bracket which has max written on it, which is maximum. So it's going to be a 10 to 15 minute video, 15 being the maximum. Then you have objectives. For example, if I'm working on my Eclipse SMP server base, then one of them would be get the base done, or build a huge farm or something, and then you have your intros, intro stuff. Basically, it just goes over what I'm going to say in the intro, how I'm going to start the video basically, and I'm going to go over the objectives of that intro and stuff like that. I just write that as bullet points. Then you have the middle bit, which is basically what happens in the the main juicy content of the video. And then you have outro, which is basically the outro section. And then I have, towards the end, intro song, because every single time I make a video, I use a different intro song. Occasionally, I do come back to a good song because I really like that song, but I do try to do a different intro song for each of my intros, because I think that's unique. So yeah, that's pretty much what goes on behind the scenes. I prepare myself to record. I just make sure that no one's here, and then I start recording. I go over what I'm going to say, or if I'm live streaming, then I just freehand everything. Just live stream. I don't even prepare for anything. I just sit there, read the chat, talk to fans, whatever they're thinking. I'll just talk. Otherwise, I'll give them a penny for my thoughts, and talk about what's on my mind. That's pretty much what happens.
That's awesome, dude. I don't even have a schedule for videos. I just do it on the spot. That's so cool of you that you actually have a planner / schedule for all your videos.
The thing though, I do have a planner, but I don't have a schedule. My goal is to post at least once every week, but the issue with that is that the classes are making it really difficult, and I have exams in a couple months, so I have to start preparing for that as well. So pretty much I have to sacrifice a little bit of my recording time. So I won't be able to post every single day or every few days, because something may come up. People don't inform me of stuff, and I have to keep track of that sort of stuff, things. And it may delay the video by a couple days or something of that sort. So that's why I don't have a schedule, but I do post every week, if not stream.
That's very cool. Not many content creators have that list down that they're going to make ahead of time. So I give you big props. Let's speak a bit more about your videos. Do you have any future content you want to put out there on your main channel, maybe your side channels, but like any games that you currently play offline with viewers, like Among Us? Do you ever have that planned out for your main channel, or any other games?
Well, I do have other games planned out, but I've not gotten to recording them. I've played other multiplayer games, such as Phasmophobia is one of them. I played that on a stream with Summer, who's a Isaiah Space on Twitch. Phasmophobia is fun, and I want to make a video on that. There's videos that I want to do with like other games, such as, I don't know, probably like, you know, probably Assassin's Creed, because when the new one comes out, I mean, next year or something, it'll be pretty fun. Then you have Need for Speed when it releases, that is, because there's one coming out this year. Far Cry 6 is another one that I have planned out. Probably going to stream that one, to be honest, because it's a pretty big game from what I hear. And then there's also normal games like Among Us is something that I played, but I just didn't really like it, to be honest. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just I don't have the game. I just use like an emulator to basically play it on my PC. So I use the mobile version, and I've played it with viewers before, but occasionally on like special events.
Awesome. So let's hear more about you, besides your YouTube channel. Tell us about some inside juicy stuff. Like, what's your biggest fear? If you ever lied to, what was the last time you ever lied to a close one or a viewer? Let's hear about that.
Right. So, biggest fear. To be fair, like fearing something it's something that you grow out of at some point. But there's always this one phobia that everyone has, right? And I, for one, I haven't found that yet. Like earlier, I was like scared of the unknown. Like when I was a kid, I was scared of the unknown. Like, for example, I used to look at like space, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, space is really cool. But then people tell me about like how like space has a lot of unexplored stuff. Basically, space is unexplored, and that kind of frightened me as a kid. But then I grew out of that, and I kind of got over that fear. People ask me if I fear death. I don't. It's something that you have to accept, to be honest. Everyone reaches that point, and you just have to accept that. Then as for the biggest like lie, or like, have I lied to a person? Well, not exactly. I don't usually lie. I kind of grew out of that habit. I used to lie when I was a kid, though, like frequently, but now I don't. People ask me, why am I lying? I'm not. I always try my best to tell the truth, and I won't lie unless there is a situation, where you have to like, for example, save a surprise or something of that sort. Like if there's a birthday surprise, and you get asked by a friend to not tell your best friend about this, then you don't tell them. You just wait for the surprise, and just let them experience it. That's pretty much it. I haven't lied.
Awesome. So a viewer asked the same question we're about to ask. Be like, what are your hobbies off stream? Like, just you being you. What is that like?
Oh yes, I have a few hobbies. Now, in fact, there is a cinematic on my main channel, or actually not my main channel, my vlogging channel, called Hobbies. I basically play the drums in the meantime. I love drumming. It's such a fun way to relax. Like, I haven't played it in a while though, because it's I'm getting really busy. It's so sad. I really want to play it. I occasionally do like my notes when I'm sitting down, or just listening to music, because it's that's the time I'm getting. But I do have drums here, and I'd love to play them. I do play them occasionally, in fact. And another hobby I have is probably, well, video editing, in fact, is a hobby of mine. YouTubing, in fact, is a hobby of mine. But other than that, collecting like Hot Wheels cars, that used to be a thing. I just haven't gotten around to collecting anymore. And playing football, like soccer is what you'd call it in the US, but it's football. Just so you know, I love playing football. It's such a fun game to play. It's really nice. I used to be like a goalkeeper for the school team and stuff, so I'm used to playing football with my friends. But sadly, due to COVID, I haven't been able to do anything, even though my backyard is pretty big. there's too many trees here, so if you try to like hit a shot or something, it just doesn't work that way, and yeah, you just kind of lose touch like that. So it's kind of sad. But that's my hobbies.
Yeah, that's amazing hobby. Soccer, I personally am not a big fan of soccer. Football.
That's fair.
my hobbies include tennis, baseball, and volleyball. Pretty much anything you do with your hands, you know. More of your.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, we have another question from the viewers. Gafizi, what is your zodiac sign / birthday? Now, the birthday part, it's alright if you don't want to answer that one.
I do think people already know my birthday. My birthday is on the 11th of February, and I was born in 2002. So that makes me pretty much just over 19 at this point. My zodiac sign, I think, is an Aquarius. I'm pretty sure it is, anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's amazing. So next viewer question is, what is something you've done but regretted it? So like lying to a friend, but you didn't want to do it, but you still regret it.
Something I did, but I didn't. Well, but I regretted. Okay. Let's think about it. Staying up past my bedtime. To be honest, I mean, I don't have a bedtime, just so you guys know. But I really regret staying up at like 4 a.m. And just thinking about random stuff, and then I don't get enough sleep. I regret that a lot. I do that all the time, and I just regret that a lot. It's so sad. Then there's also like, you know, regretting other stuff, like for example, you know, there's this issue like when you have a lot of food and you just eat not because you're hungry, but because your mouth feels empty or something. I there's a Japanese expression for that. I completely forgot what it's called. But that's another thing that I regret, because it just makes you feel full, and then when you have to do a workout, oh boy, it is not fun. That's another thing I regret. But yeah.
All right, that was amazing. So let's talk about your expectations of reality video, and give us a more of an insight in that video and the creation, the activity going on. Go ahead and tell us about it.
So my expectations was a reality video is basically the biggest video on my channel right now. It's almost at 1.9 million views, and it's pretty crazy how it got there. So the story of how it happened is basically when I, started like Atomic Craft. There was this guy called Just James, obviously, a good friend of mine. He basically told me about YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts is basically a way to exploit the YouTube algorithm. It's not a way to exploit it necessarily. It's just a way of getting your content out there quickly. Because in India, TikTok got banned, and ever since that happened, people have flocked to either YouTube or Instagram, because Instagram has Reels and YouTube has, it's basically YouTube has like Shorts. And the video I posted was a short. But the way it got to that point is I started, collaborating with James on a short called, Minecraft Speedrunners Be Like, in which he basically got like 500,000 something views. And it was a pretty big video. And I was basically Minecraft Jesus, which is pretty funny, to be honest. And I recorded my point of view. So as Minecraft Jesus, I basically titled the video, what would it be like if Minecraft Jesus was in the game? And it was kind of funny, I guess. It didn't really take off as much. It's got a couple thousand views, but it was a pretty controversial, topic, because I didn't really want to do that. But then again, I did it because it was funny, and I knew that people would take it in a funny way. So then after that, I wanted to do one of my own, where I was not helping other people in their content, but just making my own one. So I wanted to do expectations versus reality. I was thinking about shorts. What can I do, like a build or something? And it just popped in my head. I was thinking about another YouTuber that I used to watch when I was a kid. His name was Ryan Higa. You probably know him as he pretty much Ryan Higa. I think he changed his channel name. He's on Higa TV, and he's a really funny guy. So I used to watch his videos, and he actually made a series called Expectations Was Reality, and it was just really fun to watch. So I thought of that, and it immediately popped in my head. But like Minecraft expectations versus reality. But what do? What is something everyone does? You mine in Minecraft. Minecraft mining. Let's do that. And I started doing it. I basically set up the scene. It was basically just a tunnel, and there was just a cave that I blew up with TNT with ores that I randomly placed. That was one section, and the other was just a creeper above like a few diamond ores, and that was pretty much it. And then I, recorded my reactions, and I added some funny music over it, posted that as a short, and when it started blowing up, it blew up. The first day it posted, it got like 22,000 views, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And I was like surprised, and I gained a few subs. In fact, that's actually where I got Pop the Cat from, who's like one of my biggest fans right now. I replied to her video, like comment and stuff. Like, it was pretty crazy. And then it started blowing up like crazy. It basically just skyrocketed. It went from 22k to 600k, and then it hit a million, and then it hit 1.5 million, and now it's at 1.8 million. So that was crazy. It just kept blowing up, and I was like, oh my god. So that
amazing.
video has given me like 10,000 subscribers pretty much.
So yes, 10,000 subscribers for like 1.8 million. You said that's crazy good
Yeah.
numbers. So let's talk a bit more
Agreed.
about the Minecraft aspect of your channel. I would say maybe a good 5% of Minecraft streamers and content creators do speedruns. Have you ever beaten a speedrun world record? Is there anything of insights you could give us about Minecraft itself?
Okay, so speedrunning is a very hard job, obviously. People do this professionally, and there's a lot of variables that you have to consider. The seed you spawn in, that's so important. If there's a lava lake near you, that's pretty important. Stuff like that. So I've done speedruns before. I've just not posted them yet because, well, here's a bit of insight. I used to do speedruns, but I didn't post them because I just, didn't really fancy speedruns that much. But then when Dream came out with his speedrun, world record and stuff, it started blowing up basically. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time to post a speedrun video or whatever. But I didn't do that even then because normal speedruns are, pretty difficult as it is. When you're playing on hard difficulty, you have to, fight a lot of mobs. You have to make sure that you don't die. You need to get like a whole bunch of beds, villages, things like that. I have beaten it once, but I've never gotten close to like the 14-minute record. I think it is that Dream has done. It was probably around in like the 30-minute range or something, which is, I guess, not bad. But then there is one that I'm really, really more interested in, and that was the hardcore speedrun. Now, this was something I did with Ellie, who's another Minecraft YouTuber who was part of the Atomicraft SMP in season 2. And she and I basically collaborated, and we tried to basically make a hardcore speedrun. The record for that at the time, I think, was like 20 or 14 minutes, something of that sort. And it's much more difficult because if you die, you're dead. And not to mention the mobs are much harder. And iron golems, they somehow just glitch through the sand and they just knock you and you just die. So that kind of stuff was pretty scary, but that's the speedruns I've done. I've never finished a hardcore speedrun though, because the dragon literally one-shotted me. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's how it works on Minecraft. Yeah, so give us your best Minecraft accomplishments and what you're most proud of building, creating, destroying, or just engaging with your fans on Minecraft. Go ahead and give us some insight on that.
Right, so my biggest Minecraft accomplishments. First thing, I think that like my 1.8 million videos are pretty like big accomplishment. That's like one of my biggest accomplishments, and it's got something to do with Minecraft. So I'm definitely putting that there. Then in terms of like a personal level, achievements, I've tried to get every single achievement in the game, and I have done that on a world, but sadly that world it got deleted. So it's a big oof because it was on my old laptop, so it's gone now and I can't really do much about it. So that's that. And then you have building, a mega base. That's something that I never really thought I'd do, but I managed to do it in Atomic Craft Season 1. And I've gotten comfortable like doing mega projects now. For example, I cleared out an ocean monument by hand in Season 1 of Atomic Craft in Episode 6, which was stupid, but also pretty fun because I had people with me. Of course, the entire server pretty much helped me, and it was really fun to do that. But these are like big accomplishments in my eyes. Season 1 of Atomic Craft is a huge accomplishment because it's like I made such a beautiful base, in my opinion, that I really thought that I was not that good at the game, but I figured out that these are my strengths, and I can do much better if I put focus into it. So yeah.
Awesome. So we just spoke about Minecraft. Now let's talk about your Twitch and all your platforms you're on or featured on. So what big achievements are you most proud of that you've achieved that you never thought you would actually reach?
So my biggest achievement that I probably thought that I'd never reach, first of all, 10,000 subs on YouTube. That is crazy. Like I never thought I'd reach that, let alone hit like 1,000 subs. I was sitting at 65 subs for 4 years. Then I hit like 80 or something, and then when Season 1 of Atomic Craft started, I hit 100, and I was pretty much chuffed, and I was like, so happy. But then it just went to 1,000, and now I'm at 10,000, which is crazy. Which is like, I am so like honored by that fact, and I'm really grateful for that. That's a huge achievement. But other than that, I've had the privilege of going to the United Nations for a conference. That is another thing that I'm pretty proud of, and this is a personal thing, obviously, but it's something that I'm pretty proud of. I've been to New York and stuff. I really did enjoy my time there. Then another thing that I'm really proud of is the amazing, community that I've got, because the community that I've got is just filled with the most supportive fans, and I'm pretty proud of that achievement. That's probably another huge achievement that I'll say.
Would you feel comfortable telling us more about this United Nations invite, or is it just some
right? I don't exactly know what an NDA is, but I will tell you about how it happens. So, it's basically it's a conference that is about United Nations. You just go in there and you just you're given a country, and you have to basically debate on a certain topic, and you have to figure out a paper and a solution to that topic or whatever. So basically, when I started doing that, it's basically called diplomatic relations and stuff. It's pretty fun. It's called an IIMUN, Indian International Model United Nations. That's what it's called. That's the organization that helped me go there. Basically, Model United Nations are like mock versions of the United Nations conferences in real life. So I did that, and the first one I did was in my school. Basically, the school brought me to this place, and I did it there. And then I got an invite to go to the United Nations, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And my mom was like, you have to go there. So I was like, okay, then I guess I'm going. And I went to America. I went to the New York, Times Square and all. It was crazy. I never thought I'd be there, to be honest. Going there in 10th grade was just absolutely crazy. Then that is one thing. Then what else? I went to Orlando, Florida, and Washington D.C. I visited a lot of the United States cool places like that, and I never really got the chance to go to the West Coast though. It was more on the East side. And then I went to the United Nations conference. So I had to I was in the General Assembly as a Luxembourg with two other people. There was 3 of us in total. We were really enjoying the time we had. It was really fun. and I met a lot of cool people there. It was really just an absolute blast.
So we're nearing the end of the podcast. We'll give you some last viewer questions. If anyone wants to ask questions, go ahead and put them in chat. But like, let's start with the first question. What makes you happy as a person, as a content creator? What sparks that joy in you that makes you happy?
Definitely, if your video is doing good, that makes me happy. That is one thing that makes me happy, because I know that people are enjoying my content. Like, if you see the average watch time on your video, and you see that people have watched, like, I don't know, at least 50% of your video, that means that's a solid sign. Like, I'm so happy when I see that kind of stuff. When I see like my videos get a lot of response, that makes me happy. Like, my fans are just absolutely cool people, and they just love responding to things, and I'm happy with that, when people do that. So that's one thing that really makes me happy as a content creator.
Awesome. So the next viewer question is, what's your favorite drink? I assume they're talking about soda, because I don't know about anything else that's favorite.
Well, there's a few drinks, to be honest, but the one I am currently drinking at home, that is actually honey lemon soda. It's really, really good. Like, it's very healthy as well, because I make it at home. Well, my mom makes it, to be honest. She does the blunt force of the work, but it's really good.
It sounds very delicious. What kind of soda do you put in it?
So basically, you have a soda maker. It's basically you take water and you just like put it into this machine, and it basically carbonates it. So that's how you, that's how you make. It's really, really cheap to do it like that.
Awesome. So we do have a couple questions from your viewers. Have you ever been bullied or humiliated in school? If so, how?
Right. So that is something that I have, been through. Like, when I was in, I think it was in 5th grade. So I used to be a very talkative student. Okay, I literally talked all the time, and the class teacher had to step in and basically advised every single student to not talk to me, except this one girl who was sitting next to me and telling me about homework and stuff. She was basically like my benchmate, you'd say. So it was really like everyone, whenever I was like next to them, I'd be like trying to talk to them, and they'd be like, "Is that the wind?" Not because they wanted to like not talk to me, but it's because the class teacher advised them to. But that was a sort of way of getting bullied. But we did talk after school, so that was completely fine. And that is something that happened. But I realized that I was talking way too much, and I kind of learned a lesson there. And I told my teacher that it didn't have to be like this hard to be. I was in 5th grade, and I told her that it was a bit harsh, but thank you for the lesson. And then she kind of eased up on that, and that's pretty much what happened.
Awesome. Go ahead and tell us. This is another viewer question, by the way. Tell us about your favorite moment at school and how you experienced it.
Oh my god, school was just an absolute blast. I love school so much. Like, my memories are just flooded with amazing times with people. Like, I've been to 2 schools basically, and both of those schools had 2 amazing like times. One was I was there in one school till 2013, and the other I was there till I got out of school, which was basically 2020, last year. And let's just take 2 favorite memories from there. The first one was the last day of school in 5th grade. I really like all of my friends. We were just like literally the entire group of boys. We're literally one pack, okay? And there wasn't no alpha, but there literally, because everyone over there was an alpha, absolute crazy people. And we're still good friends now. And we literally, like, in 5th grade, we were just enjoying every last moment of it. And then we have my last days at school, basically 12th grade. It was fun. Like, my teachers, were one of the best teachers I could ask for, to be honest. And they taught me so much on the subject. And they, like my friends, absolutely crazy people. We got so close to each other, and I was really happy with them. And any moment with my friends were just that was my favorite moment, to be honest. Just sitting with the teachers and my friends and just talking about random stuff. That was fun.
That sounds very fun and enjoyable. And going back to the first question we asked you about school and getting bullied, this is a follow-up question to that question. So, once you got bullied by the teacher, by your classmates, did anyone ever stood up with you and stop them, or was it just a hit and run?
It was probably a hit and run, to be honest. But I have stood up to people who have gotten bullied before, because like once I got out of that, like that was my last day like last year at that particular school. Then I changed schools after that. But then I have gotten bullied by people, but I stood up to them. I kind of stopped them from trying to bully people, because they're in school there's this gang mentality, right? There's separate groups. There's popular kids and there's no less popular kids, stuff like that. It's just kind of sad, really. And I've stood up for the less popular kids, and I've also been a part of the popular gang. So I've been going around in circles. Basically, I'm friends with everybody, so I try my best to make sure that everyone is getting the respect they deserve, whether it be a normal person or like a popular kid.
Awesome. So we're now at the near ending of the podcast, and we have one last question. Then we'll go and do the motivational speech at the end. So your last question for today's podcast is: what is the future of your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, all your social platforms? What do you have planned for those upcoming streams, videos? What's the future like?
The future is uncertain, as someone once said. I don't know who, but definitely someone did say that. Anyways, the future of my channel, though, I do have plans to continue making videos on the Eclipse SMP server, my survival series. These are like some things I really want to make videos on. Call of Duty content on my second channel. I would love to do that. More gaming content on my second channel as well. And definitely, if I get time, cinematics on my vlogging channel. As for Twitch, I really need to start streaming more games, to be honest. I have a lot of games, and I think I should stream more often, because I don't really stream more often. I just kind of get caught up in so many things, and I think I'm going to start streaming more often as well at some point. But that is pretty much the future of my channel.
Nice. So it's we're near the ending. We are at the ending. Gav, thank you for joining the What the Hell Are We Doing podcast, episode 19. Go ahead and motivate the viewers on cyberbullying, bullying in general, COVID, anything you feel like expressing to them and giving a bit of motivational hope towards the upcoming week.
All right. So first things first, guys. If you're going through tough times, always know there will be better times. Life is like a wave. There's a crest and there's a dip. It's just like that. You just gotta ride the waves. That's pretty much it. Always know that there'll always be better times. Second thing, if you're having COVID, I hope everyone stay safe, everyone stay sanitized, and just make sure you follow the precautions, because it is just a very bad situation out there, and try to help those in need. I mean, that's another pretty important thing. But otherwise, just make sure that that everyone is with you, and everyone will help each other if you help one another. That's pretty much another quote that I go by. Help one another, and yeah, just keep going, guys. You can do it.
Yes, and if anyone is suffering with suicide or suicide thoughts, like depression, please reach out for help. You're here for you. Gaff is here for you.
Exactly.
Yes. So
yes,
that wraps up the podcast. Thanks for everyone who joined, and Gaff, thank you for being on the podcast. Any final words?
I'm honored, my dude. Yeah, I'm honored. I really, this is my first time actually even being in a podcast, to be honest. But I'm really thankful. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking your time with us. And go check out Gav. All his links are on Linktree. All the links are in the description below. Go and check him out. He's amazing. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Oh boy, that was a good one. Yeah. Yeah, sure.